I'd like to call the meeting to order. This meeting is being held in the council chambers and is open for public attendance and participation. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Brookman,
Here.
Vice Chair Joel,
Here.
Commissioner McFarlane,
Here.
Commissioner Blankenship,
Here.
Commissioner Sluter.
Here.
Thank you. Next, we have the pledge. Please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You are welcome and encouraged to participate in this meeting. Public comment on items not listed on the agenda will be heard at this time. Comments on controversial items may be limited, and large groups are encouraged to select representatives to express the opinions of the group. Members of the public submitting written requests at least 24 hours prior to the meeting will be normally allotted 5 minutes to speak. Do we have any written requests?
No request.
Thank you. Members of the public may address the Planning Commission on items of interest that are within the city's jurisdiction. Individuals addressing general comments are encouraged to limit their statements to 3 minutes. Do we have any comments from the public? Seeing none, I will move on. Agenda modifications. Is there any interest in modifying the agenda? All right, hearing none, I will move on again. All matters listed under consent calendar are considered to be routine and can be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items prior to the time the commission votes on the motion unless members of the Planning Commission request specific items to be discussed or removed from the consent calendar for individual action. Minor revisions have been made to the minutes, just to make note. And those, is there any public comment on item 2 of the consent calendar? Hearing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for comments or action. All right. We're going to pass it. Can we get a motion?
Make a motion that we pass the minutes from the July 8th meeting with the amendments that were documented earlier.
Second. All right. Having a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on. Consideration of use permit 25-03 for fuel sales with a convenience store and relocated drive-through window. Andrew Darnell will give us a presentation.
All right, evening commissioners. Tonight we'll be taking a look at the use permit for the Butte House Commercial Center. And that's going to be for the consideration of use permit 25-03 for fuel sales with a convenience store and a relocated drive-through window. So the project site is located on a 1.6 acre property at 1590 Butte House Road, which was previously a Rite Aid drugstore. The site is within the Community Commercial or C2 zoning district, which allows fuel sales and a drive-through with a use permit and a convenience store by right. For some project history, back in 1998, the parcel was developed with the Rite Aid site improvements and pharmacy drive-through. In 2025, the Rite Aid shut down, and then in late 2025, the current proposal was submitted by the applicant. Here we can see the site plan for the project. To the west is the location of the gas station canopy, which will have 5 pumps and 10 dispensers. And adjacent to that, you will have the convenience store. Both the fuel sales and convenience store will operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In addition, there will be an excess 11,152 square feet of excess floor area of the building that will remain undeveloped. And the project will also include moving the existing drive-through window attached to the remainder from the south side of the building located here to the east side here. The majority of the convenience store and unused area are within the existing building footprint for the Rite Aid. Taking a look at the compatibility of the project with neighboring uses, The location of the project, which is shown in the yellow, is surrounded by other similar commercial uses and uses with drive-throughs. In addition, the property is already served by an existing city water and wastewater system and drainage system that serves the Rite Aid development. Looking at the accessibility of the project, on the right you can see the exhibit for the path of travel for fueling trucks, which uses the largest example expected to traverse the site. As you can see, the trucks can enter from both roadways and access the underground fueling tanks to the south end of the site. Because of potential conflict with exiting fuel trucks in the future drive-through, the vehicles that are going to be in the future drive-through, we also have a condition that staff for either of the businesses will direct traffic and make sure there's no conflict between those vehicles in the drive-through and the fuel truck trying to exit. A turning exhibit was also done for RVs, with the largest 45-foot RVs used in the example. Like the fueling trucks, they can enter and access the fuel pumps from either street in areas of tight clearance. One of the proposed conditions is to limit the RVs from entering, and there will be signage posted to prevent them from entering some of those fuel pumps. In addition, by moving the drive-through, there will be an improvement to the queuing as compared to what exists currently. With the current drive-through window location, there's a limited amount of queuing there. And so with this new location, there'll be approximately 11 vehicles amount of queuing added. In addition, there's a sufficient capacity on Stabler and Butte House because as they're both 4-lane, high-capacity arterial roads. So there's not expected to be a significant impact from traffic. Here's some of the elevations for the convenience store and then the future that changes to the existing building. We got hardy board, stucco, and then metal across the building. Different changes in the articulation, the rooftop, metal canopies and lattice work, especially along the back. And then all signage will be done through a separate permit and meet the city requirements. We have some more elevations. We have the canopy for the gas station, which will match some of the facade of the convenience store and future commercial use. And so here's the parking analysis. The project site with the changes to the parking lot from the gas station and addition of spaces on the south end will have 57 parking spaces, 23 which will be used by the convenience store and gas station. And so the calculation didn't include this undeveloped remainder because it could be a multitude of uses. So that was left off of this calculation, but in the future, when it comes to time to do tenant improvements or get their business license, we'll verify that the future business will meet the parking requirements. And as part of the site plan, the applicant put an example retail use that met the parking requirements. And the project was determined to be categorically exempt from environmental review under CEQA guidelines section 15332 for infill development. The evidence for the findings listed on the screen, besides being discussed in the presentation, are also available in the staff report. And the use permit findings that are required by the municipal code are listed on the screen. The findings for each of these points are listed in the project resolution. And then here's the recommendation, which is to adopt a resolution to determine the project is categorically exempt from CEQA and to approve the use permit. And then we also have our Public Works Director and the applicant here to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions from commissioners?
I've got one question. On the east side of the building, there's currently, just guessing, a 6-inch pipe that is coming out the front where, just going to be just in front of where the new drive-through goes through. Anybody know what that pipe is, and will that remain in its current location?
I would say let's wait to open the public hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
And then the applicant can get up and address it. Otherwise, if you speak from the audience, we won't be able to pick it up on the video.
Okay.
Perfect. Any other questions? No. All right. I'd like to open the public hearing.
Good evening. My name is Julio Tinejero. I'm from Milestone Associates from Yuba City. We're the design firm for the project. So I want to thank staff for their help getting to this point and being able to present this to you this evening. If you see the building, it's going to be a completely different facade than what it currently is, what it's been for the last 20 years. So we're really excited to bring a new design, new materials, different architectural style. We have a lot of interest right now from other tenants. I know it was brought up that the vacant space is undeveloped, but we do have interested parties that have been asking, but nothing's set in stone yet. But we feel that with this development, it's going to encourage the whole infill to get filled up and then just make that a lot better location for the community, for services, and get rid of the vacant building that is currently there. The circulation, as we mentioned, we went through a couple of variations. We've done this in actual other locations. As you guys know, over 2,000 Rite Aids closed nationwide. And so a lot of the communities having the same situation that we have here in Yuba City, that the landlords are like, they can't lease these spaces out. They're like too big for fast food and too small for like a grocery store, so it's kind of like stuck. And so we're coming up with different options, and one that's been working very well is adding a convenience store and fueling. And it works out really well with the parking layout. The circulation works out. We had a little bit of back and forth with the RV parking, but we were able to resolve that. So overall circulation is going to be very good. We're not expecting any conflicts. And like was mentioned, the drive-through lane that was currently there for the pharmacy was like, I think, a 2-car stack. We're going to actually increase that, so that's going to be better as well. So overall, we feel that the project is going to just bring a lot more, excitement, services, just bringing it up to live instead of what it is now. And so about the pipe you're asking about. So it's currently the building is totally sprinkled, so the fire lines are coming in, so the fire risers. I'm thinking you're talking about the fire riser, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure which.
I wasn't 100% sure what it was. It's on the east side of the building, probably about 10 feet back from the corner.
So those might be actually the downspouts from the roof drains, and they also have overflow outlets. So if it's coming out from the wall, then it's going to be an overflow outlet just to show if there's any drainage problems on the roof. If it's actually the riser, the fire riser, it actually goes to the back of the building. That's going to remain because the building is still required to be sprinkled. So, but it's going to be all painted, and everything's going to be, painted to match the building color. So it's not going to be anything sticking out that's going to be, real apparent. So, anyways, with that, do you have any questions for me?
I had a question. So on the undeveloped remainder area, do you have an idea how many more suites will be there on that side?
Yeah, so we designed it to have 3 suites. So there's going to be one facing west, facing Stabler, and there's 2 facing Butte House. So it's going to be designed for 3 additional suites. But again, we're leaving it open, so if somebody does want the whole space or if they want part of it, we'll be able to demise it for the future tenant. But the exterior elevations have been set up so that it could be a potential 3 additional suites.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a follow-up question with Mr. Sluter. Have you guys, because the current proposed plan does not take that the fire riser into consideration. It shows that those cars are going to be directly next to the wall. If you kick that out, I'm not sure, say 3 to 5 feet to get away from that, is that still going to work for the traffic flow for the drive-through?
Yeah, so currently it has 2 lanes now, right? And so it's one way, it's the drive-through lane, it's basically one way out, so there's no traffic coming in. So even if we were to reduce that, it's wide enough to offset it. We saw some of the things on the back, and we had considered that maybe you can make the pickup window pop out a little bit and reduce those. The minimum width for the lanes, I think we have 12 feet now, but they could come down to like 10 feet if we had to pick up a couple. So that is an option to reduce it if that's required, but at this point, we haven't got that far into that detail yet, but that's definitely something we'll consider and make sure that's addressed.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
Hold on a second.
All right.
All right.
Nobody has any more questions. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank
right.
you.
Do we have any more comments from the public? All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. All right. And can I get a motion for item 3?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution to determine the project is categorically exempt with CEQA and to approve the use permit 2503 to allow fuel sales and to relocate the existing drive-through at 1590 Butte House Road.
No second. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion passes. All right, next we have future agenda items. Mr. Doug Libby. Libby, could you please provide us with an update?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we're going to end up canceling the Planning Commission meeting for August 26th. But I'll tell you more about the reasons why under the next item under the agenda. We'll probably also cancel the September 9th meeting, which is going to mean that we'll come back together on September 23rd. And at that meeting, we're looking at carrying forward, we're hoping you might have heard about the Milner project. So at your July meeting, you will recall we had Calvary Church. Well, the property owners just to the west on the corner of El Margarita and Highway 20, they are proposing a general plan amendment and rezoning of their property. So a lot happening in that area. So we could have that project coming forward to you on the 23rd. The other is going to be more of a implementation of our housing element. When the new housing element was adopted several years ago, there are several policies in there that required the city to make certain changes to the zoning code. And so we're working with a consultant called PlaceWorks, who you're familiar with. They did training for you about a year ago. And so they're helping us get those changes to comply with state housing law and package those up for us. And we're going to be bringing those forward to you, hopefully on September 23rd also. So that's what I have for you.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Development Services Director report. Again, Mr. Doug Libby.
The August 26th meeting is because I mentioned this last time to hold your calendars for the 26th because we want you to attend the visioning session that's going to be held over at the Vets Hall. Now, the flyer for this just daylighted today. So if you go onto Yuba City's Facebook page, you'll see the flyer posted. The meeting is being hosted by the EDC, the Chamber of Commerce, and then the Downtown Business Association. And it's titled More Places, More Possibilities, From Vision to Reality. And so we're going to be talking about 4 different locations in the city where we've been working with our economic development consultant, Perkins Eastman, and talk about certain sites in the city that we think have merit and value to, we want to daylight to residents. And so it's being hosted by the 3 I listed, but there will be participation by Yuba City and Sutter County. And so you're going to see supervisors there, you're going to see council members there. I'm inviting you there. I think it'd be important because we're going to have an opportunity to, you'll get to hear about the sites. Then you'll get a chance to kind of break out to different locations in the room. You could ask questions. You'll be able to give your ideas on what you think's good, what doesn't work. If you have other ideas, other locations you'd like staff to look at, let us know. So definitely, hopefully, some of you would have the ability to attend that meeting. So, oh, and then this afternoon, I wanted to let you know that the city council took action based upon the conditions of San Brandon Park to actually close the park temporarily. So we're going to be doing things to try to make improvements to the park to make it safer, because that's really the reason why it's being closed, is for safety, and to improve the conditions out there for residents so they feel safe and want to go out there and enjoy the largest park that we have in the city. So with that, that would conclude my comments.
All right. Thank you, sir. And with that said, meeting adjourned.